Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something I think a lot of parents will find really interesting. It's a book series called Everyday Superpowers, and it's all about finding a fresh, new way to teach our kids those really important life lessons. So, does this sound familiar? If you're a parent, I'm guessing it does. We've all been there, right? We're constantly saying things like, be patient, or you need to tell the truth. And it just feels like our words are going in one ear and out the other. It can be so frustrating. And this, right here, is the core idea of the whole series. It's brilliant. Instead of framing these things as boring old rules, it reframes them as actual, achievable superpowers. So wait your turn becomes the power to pause, and don't lie turns into truth teller strength. It's such a simple little flip, but it completely changes the game by tapping into that natural love kids have for heroes and adventure. It makes them want to learn these things. Okay, so let's dive into the first book in the series. This one tackles that really tricky superpower, patience, through a fantastic little character named Aria. So this is the book, Aria's Patience Project, and you can see it's gotten some great praise for being heartwarming and funny, which is always a plus. But the key thing here, the part that really matters, is that it shows kids how using their patience can lead to actual real-life triumphs. And here's where the whole perspective shifts. See, the book teaches that patience isn't this passive thing where you just sit around and wait for something to happen. No, it's an active skill. It's a tool you can actually use to work through tough situations. And this is how it works. It's so practical. Aria learns this simple three-step method to activate her patience superpower. So when she's facing a challenge, maybe at school or with a friend, she first learns to just pause, take a breath before reacting. Then she thinks about what's going on, and finally she acts with a real plan. I mean, what a fantastic tool for building emotional intelligence. All right, let's move on to the next book in the series. This one introduces us to a character named Rishi and a whole new superpower, the quiet but incredibly powerful strength of honesty. And this is Rishi and the Truth Teller Club. Again, you see the review here just hits the nail on the head. It shows kids that, telling the truth isn't always going to be the easy choice, but it is always worth it in the long run. Throughout his story, Rishi finds himself in those really tricky, super relatable moments where, a little white lie just seems so much easier than telling the truth. But what he learns is that honesty isn't really about avoiding punishment or fear. It's about building up your own inner courage and self-respect. I absolutely love this phrase from the book. It just reframes everything. Truth-telling isn't some rule you have to follow because you're told to. It's an act of inner bravery. It's not loud or flashy. It's this quiet but powerful strength that helps a child build their character from the inside out. And that idea is all wrapped up in this concept of the Truth Teller Club. Now, it's not a literal club with a clubhouse or secret handshake. It's an idea. It's this notion that every single time a kid makes one of those small, individual choices to be honest, they're building their own integrity. They're growing into their character with pride. Every honest choice is like taking one more step to join the club. So, what's the big picture here? Well, the author's mission is pretty clear. These stories are meant to be a kind of toolkit for families, a way to build emotional intelligence and resilience together. And it's really cool to know where this all comes from. The author actually draws inspiration from her South Indian heritage and these timeless texts like the Thirukkural. She's blending these classic, deep-rooted values with modern stories that kids today can totally relate to. So what are the big takeaways for us parents? Well, this series basically gives us a roadmap. We can start to reframe these big values as powers our kids can actually grow and cultivate. We can empower them to have confidence in their own character. And we can use these wonderful stories to pass down timeless lessons and help them build that resilience they're going to need in life. And that really just leaves us with this one last thought. When you start to see your child not as someone who just needs to follow rules, but as someone with this incredible potential inside them, well, the whole question changes, doesn't it? It's not about what they should do anymore. It's about who they can become. So, what superpower will your child unlock first?